time researching and preparing. So it's over to David for the opener speech.
Well, we'll just check the microphone. Can you hear me in the back down there? Right, lovely, that's fine. So we know the microphone's working okay. So thank you very much, Venerable Bob Jackson there. Thank you very much for that introduction. No, I've not been researching it too long, but what I would like to ask you to do when we get to the Windrush little part of the story, for you to have a look at it, because the HMS Windrush had a very checkered history. I'm just briefly going to touch on it. So I'll just give you a little quick rundown on the history of well dressings. It's an ancient custom celebrated mainly in the limestone districts of the Peak District in Derbyshire, thought to date back to the Roman and Celtic times when communities would dress to give wells thanks for fresh water supplies. As time progressed, the dressings started to be blessed, and this custom is carried on today. Well dressings are usually held now in many towns and villages between May and September each year. It has been suggested that the well dressings started in Thanksgiving to the villagers' escape from the Black Death, which the villagers attributed to the purity of its water. However, this precise origin of this tradition is unknown. Right, the process, I don't know if you all know this, but the process for the well dressings is that the first process, the wooden boards or the wooden frame are soaked in water for at least a week. The clay is put into tin baths and water is added, and then the people that are doing the puddling, as it's called, they have to actually squeeze the clay with the water to get it into like a fine paste, you know, a very smooth finish. Okay, and that's called puddling. The wooden frames and the clay are taken to the site where they're going to be dressed, and the clay is put inside the frames, and then they have a trowel and trowel it to a very smooth surface, okay? Then a design is sketched on paper, and it's usually a religious theme or something that is topical of the day. And that's traced onto the clay. The picture is then filled in, and it's with natural materials, predominantly flower petals and mosses, but can include beans, seeds, and cones. The finished wells are then transported to the site for erection and putting up. And one of the great things about well dressings is that no two wells are the same. Okay, there's only another 13 pages to go, so don't worry. Right, the theme of the Townhead well, this is called Townhead. To the locals we call it the Top Well, but this is the Townhead well, and it's celebrating 75 years of Windrush and the National Health Service. You can all see the Windrush, but I don't know about the National Health. I think it's in the corners, so yeah, people can see it, yeah. The designers of the well are two local ladies, Rachel Judge and Sally Baker, nee Middleton. The puddling is arranged by yours truly here, Peter Jackson, and Lynn here with the white coat on, and many other volunteers. Dressing of the wells includes many volunteers, but is overseen by Rachel Judge and Zoe Williams. Erectors of the wells at the sites, because we've got 3 wells, it's mainly under the jurisdiction of Joel Thompson there, and he has many volunteers as well to help him. So many moons ago, I used to organise many of these tasks involved with the wells, but then I passed the baton to Joel, and I think it's brilliant that others are willing to carry on with the tradition. Good luck to Rachel and Joel for the future, and I would like to offer a big thank to all volunteers who have given their time to make this well dressing a success. So that's the wells. Now we're going to talk. A little bit about the Windrush. It was the ship, His Majesty's Transport Empire Windrush, was originally motor vessel Monte Rosa, a passenger liner and cruise ship launched in Germany in 1930. At the end of the war, she was taken by the British government as a prize of war and named the Empire Windrush. Windrush was named after the river Windrush in the Cotswolds. Last page. One misty morning in June 1948, the Empire Windrush steamed up the Thames to Tilbury Dock, London, where she disembarked some 500 hopeful passengers from Kingston, Jamaica. 492 was the official figure, but there were several stowaways as well. Many of them were ex-servicemen who had served in England during the war. The new arrivals were the first wave in Britain's post-war drive to recruit labour from the Commonwealth to cover employment shortages in the state-run services like the NHS and London Transport and things like that. The cost of the ticket was £28, 10 shillings. It continued as a troop ship until the 30th of March 1954, when she sank in the Mediterranean after an explosion in the boiler room and an outbreak of fire. The National Health Service is the name given to the publicly funded healthcare system of the United Kingdom. The system was established in 1948 following the Second World War. And Eyam Bevin, a Labour Health Minister, is credited with spearheading the creation of the NHS, which had three core principles. One, that it met the needs of everyone, that it be free at the point of delivery, and that it is based on clinical need, not ability to pay. From the cradle to the grave, a familiar expression is what makes the NHS a wonderful thing, a wonderful organisation, and credit to all the staff that work there. It now gives me great pleasure to officially declare that the Townhead well is officially open.